Hey, how's it going? All right, I want to start you guys off with this. Watch this, okay? Here's the thing. I haven't even shared this. I don't even have my phone near me. I'm out of it. Oh, you know what? I didn't even look. I bet you it's not. Let's see. Are we? Did I get sound? Hold on one second, guys. Oh, you know what? Here we go. I'm an idiot. Okay, hello. How you doing? Einberg Podcast. Welcome. So check this out. You know, it's funny. This guy, I want to play this real quick because he was talking about this. Now watch this.
It has all gone too far. All of it. Joe DeGenova today asked for Chris Krebs, a patriot who ran CISA, to be shot. A 20-something tech in Gwinnett County today has death threats and a noose put out saying he should be hung for treason because he was transferring a report on batches from an EMS to a county computer so he could read it. It has to stop.
Where are they? I think they're talking about us. No way.
Come on, Lewis, let's go.
Oh, what the guy's saying, okay, so what he's saying is, gotta stop. This has gone too far. These people were just tired. It just came out. The tape just came out. You wouldn't even had time to talk to them to find out what they were feeling. You didn't have time to interview him to even know. But he decided to come out and tell everyone why it wasn't true and why the video was bullshit and it was no big deal. They're trying to make an Ocean's 11 out of a couple of tired voter workers. Fuck you. That is such bullshit. And so if you buy into that crap, this is why. It's fake as the fucking election. All of it. Biden's presidency is fake. Fake as the election. All right. So that said, let me jump to what I want to talk about. Now, I'm going to give a warning that a lot of people are going to get upset. A lot of people are going to be bothered by what I say. That's just going to happen. I'm telling you right now. So prior to us doing that, I'm going to make it a little fun. Hold on. Okay, right around there. That'll work. Okay, whatever. Anyway, all right. So check this out. This is for you guys just to enjoy before we get ugly, because it is going to get ugly in the sense of we're going to talk about some things that people aren't okay with. A lot of people are very sensitive about it. So hang on. Right now, just enjoy this. And I want you to think about the life that these people in this place live. Not the actors, not the actual life these people live. What it consists of. Great movie. I kind of look like the kid grown up. I mean, let's keep it real. I think that's why I like it. Thank you. Although that's not good. Sorry, I'm looking at my cryptocurrencies. Not happy with them right now. Okay. Not super thrilled, but they're going to go up. Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic, guys. I'm telling you right now. Buy the shit out of that. Ethereum Classic. Promise you. Cryptocurrency. Ethereum Classic. Every white person out there is just dancing right now. Every white dude. If my children could move, I'd be dancing. Love this part. Squeal like a pig. Burt Reynolds was phenomenal. What a fucking great actor. Smoked and Bandit. Look at everybody in here. Look at what's his name before he had that miserable Angelina Jolie daughter. Although he's the reason she's miserable. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Haddle. I love that shit, man. Fucking love that.
Grammar and spelling.
Ah, come on. You're not
But
gonna
if
do
you
that
want
to me.
to
Okay. So that shows least professional podcast, but check it out. I just wanted to mellow that out because now I want to talk about this. Okay, first of all, let me get rid of this for a minute. Okay. And hold on a second. Okay. So here's my little thing this week is true depression has little to no hope. If you look at the people up top, see, if you look at them, and that's what I said, others, they're just too weak for this world. And I don't mean it in a mean way, like, oh, you make it or die. No, I don't mean like they should die. No, I'm just saying they're naturally too weak for this world. It's what Darwin said, evolution of the fittest. What I'm saying is this. So what I was saying is because today I got rather depressed. I'm going to be honest. I'm always honest, but I was rather depressed today. You see, today I was depressed. I didn't suffer from depression today. Today I had the emotion of feeling depressed. I was sad. I felt like crying, but I'm a man. So I cried. I let myself, anytime I want to cry, I let myself cry. If I feel like I want to cry, I go, I don't care. I'll cry. And I was feeling really sad today. I was bummed out, and I'll tell you, because I always brag about my kids, and my kids are badass, and they are phenomenal. But my son really hurt my feelings, and my youngest daughter hurt my feelings. And my birthday just happened, and all I ever want for my kids, and all I've ever asked of them is to make me a card on my birthday and make me a card on Father's Day. And they generally always have. So my youngest daughter, I kind of made her make me one on the day of. And then my oldest daughter got me some socks, Doc Martin socks. So they're badass, couple pairs. And I love them. But, but she didn't make me a card. And I mean, again, it's not like, oh, I really love when they make me a card. And they always have. I mean, my sons made me insane cards. My daughters made me insane cards. They've all made me incredible cards and all these things. That's why I love them. And so this year, my son didn't make me a card or anything. He just was here. My birthday was on Thanksgiving. So we were all here. But, other than, and it was like, okay, like, what the hell? Because I try to give my kids everything. Like, I give them tons of money. I mean, in the sense of most people in my financial bracket aren't giving their kids the kind of money I'm giving them. Most people in my most men like me and this and that bailed. I was full time. I stuck around. I did the work. And so I was totally sad and I was feeling let down. And I'll tell you, I've ended all my previous friendships. There's people out there, Jamie, Chuck, people like that, Joey, you guys, Eric, people like that, Jim, that I'm friends. I'm saying like immediate people who were ride or die with me and all this stuff. I've ended all those friendships, so I am alone in the world. I've stopped talking to a ton of other people who never had any interest in me ever being anything cool to me. And so I've just cut them out too, to try to achieve a better peace and happiness in my own life. But it has been kind of lonely, and I'll be honest. And then I had the horrible prostitute experience where I never even got to finish. I mean, it was just awful. I meet nobody that's actually going to ever be cool with me to date. Like anyone I think is kind of cool either totally hates weed or, has a problem with this or is going to have a problem with that, or definitely will have a problem with how outspoken I am and how things really bother me. Again, I've never hit a woman. I don't do that. I'm not violent. I don't control people. I just am outspoken and I'm kind of an asshole. I speak my mind, not telling people that I'm with what they should do in this and that. I mean, like somebody parking in handicap, I want to go off on them type of person. Okay. And so I have been lonely. I have been sad. I have been depressed, you see, but I'm not suffering from depression. I'm not suffering from sadness. Sorry. I'm suffering from a lot of pain. Sorry. I am in a shitload of pain. And I fucking got COVID. I got everything else in the fucking world. I got strep. Went to this asshole fucking doctor's office in Agora. Some x-ray place by the hospital. Got to remember the name of it so I tell people. Anyway, the asshole kept taking off his mask. This guy at the front desk, this skinny Latin guy, kept taking off his mask. He passed me up like a couple times because he was a dick and he hated me. And my daughter even said, like, what's his problem? My 11-year-old goes, what's his problem with you? I don't know. It's this. This is his problem with me. I haven't done anything. Doesn't even know me, And he was just a young dick. Anyway, so I ended up getting strep and now COVID and all this shit. And so I'm dealing with this and I'm all by myself and everything else. And yeah, today I was getting super depressed. And so I cried and then I laughed and then I cried and I laughed and I cried and I laughed. And I guess if I could teach everybody who is depressed one thing, and a lot of people out there are going to say, oh, yeah, well, you know what? That doesn't work for everyone. Yes, it does. It 100% works 100% of the time that people do it 100% of the way. So it doesn't work for somebody. Again, keep it in mind. Why certain workouts or diet plans don't work for people is because they don't do them. They start them. They want to do them. They want to commit, but they never have and they never do. And so then they blame the diet plans or their yo-yo dieting or this and that. Then there's other people. Sorry, I'm in a shitload of pain. And that's the other thing. See, I'm in pain all the time. But I'm not going to get depressed because I'm in pain. And this is why I say, these people up here, these people up here that were going through the depression and stuff like that, or slavery and things like that, if they got depressed, they had no hope. I understand depression from having no hope. And that's where you want to work on it and, do all these methods and take pills maybe even and things like that, whatever. What I'm talking about is Arrow guy over here or celebrity over here or this dick of all people. Like he was depressed. Who was depressed? The women he gave herpes to. They were depressed. You know who else was depressed? The fucking comedians whose jokes he stole and got famous on. Well, they didn't. There's comics out there who pretend it's all cool and this and that, and because they're twats too. But they know goddamn well what he did was bullshit. And they don't want to call him out on it because he's dead. Because supposedly he had depression or cancer or everything else in the world. He also was an asshole. And he was a rich kid, rich person, grew up rich, asshole, who stole people's life material and did it on stage and TV before they could. So he had depression. Of course he did. He was a dickhole. And so people don't get that. You don't, like, if you're suffering from depression, you're just too weak to live. That's what I'm trying to say. I get it. I'm not mad at you. I'm not saying like, oh, rah, 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 rah. No. It means you can't live in this world. It's too hard for you. I mean, I don't know what to say. Otherwise, for the rest of us who go through depression all the time or sadness or this and that, when things are bad, when things are good, we're happy. We also think sometimes like, oh shit, this is going to end. What we don't do is completely focus on it. You think, oh, I can't help it. You can. You're not weak or faking it. I don't think you are. I don't think you're lying about the way you feel. I just think you don't have the tools to just stop and realize what's going on. Again, today and this last couple months, even this last year and a half, man, I had an ex-wife go through over $100,000 cash, blow it, fuck it off, all this shit, caused me nothing but problems, say all kinds of horrible shit about me while I'm being a full-time dad, insane stuff, told people I had herpes, told people I fucking was abusive, told people everything. I mean, you know, now she's kind of like, you know, we're kind of trying to be cool. I didn't say those things. I didn't say horrible rumors about everything I said she smoked meth and blew our fucking money, and that's what she did. That's just a fact. But none of the stuff she was saying was ever true. I had to take my 11-year-old daughter to the doctors with me to have her hear from the doctor that I don't have herpes. Not that my 11-year-old was like, you better teach me, you better show me, Dad. You know, like, you better prove you don't have it. No, I wanted her to know for sure, though, because she's like, well, do you have it? No, baby, never. And I took her to the doctors, and the doctor told her, no, he has nothing. Your dad has nothing. And even the doctor felt a little weird. And I said, I know, but I don't want her growing up thinking I had venereal diseases and stuff when I didn't. I don't know how I haven't, but I don't. And so, you know, and so that was really upsetting. Things like that were really depressing. Then I'm having to deal with everything, right? And even my older two kids who I love so much. And what they tell me is, well, Dad, you always told us to live our lives and not like, you know, because growing up, I have an ex-friend whose kids would babysit for her all the time. Or I have other friends whose kids babysit, the older kids babysit the younger kids all the time. And they better not say shit about it. Well, I raised my kids, my older two, because I had my youngest daughter is 7 years younger than my son. So I've never made my older two kids, the whole time I was married and everything, I never had them watch my youngest daughter or anything because I let them live their high school years and their stuff. Well, when my ex bailed and everything else and caused all these problems and fucked me over totally bad and everything else, I totally needed help, and they weren't really there because they didn't know how to be. Not because they didn't love me. I know my kids love me. They don't know how to be there for me. And I guess they thought I had raised them to not be there for me. And I explained to them, no, I raised you guys to put yourselves first and to take care of your life. But I'm the one who raised you. I'm not the person you don't be there for. You know, it was just kind of, it hurt. And a lot of things have hurt me. I've had friends that I've helped so deeply. Shit, their whole relationship and everything revolved around knowing me. Some of them, their success revolved around knowing me. And not one of them has ever been there for me. Not to share my shit, not to even promote me, not to be behind me. In the slightest of tiniest shit, secondhand ways, they've done what they feel guilty. And so they've done a little because they feel guilty, or they've offered me money, which I hate because I have way more money than any of them. But, and plus when I have certain friends who have such a lower education than I have that try to talk like they're more intelligent, or they find themselves to be more intelligent than me. And it's so pathetic. And it's just like in life like that. So yeah, that could be bothersome. And yeah, that gets me sad and everything. And right now, like I say, I have no real close friends or anyone to talk to. I have like nobody in this world at all to talk to but you guys. And that's what I do. And then I talk to you guys. You see, but what I won't do is sink into depression. What I won't do is sink into misery. What I'd never do is kill myself. If I ever get to the point where I thought of even killing myself, I guess, watch the fuck out. Like anyone who's fucked me over, watch out, because I won't kill me. I'll go out in a blaze of glory playing John Bon Jovi's Blaze of Glory. But anyway, yeah. So that's just my feeling. You know? So meaning we don't make people tough anymore at all. We don't make people put up with anything at all. Our greatest things ever came from. I always say, do you like jerking off to fucking nudes? Well, you know what? Hugh Hefner was a nerd. If he wasn't a nerd, he wouldn't have done everything he did to try to meet women. So if you liked your Playboys, well, thank the people who picked on him. Thank the women who didn't like him because he was nerdy. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we've gotten too weak. We've gotten way too weak. We've gotten to this.
It has all gone too far.
Do you get that? It's all gone too far. It was like the guy I had on the show, and I really thought about this. I was trying to be nice and everything, and I was trying to be cool. The other day, he insulted my intelligence or my education, my knowledge. And I hate that because I don't insult other people's knowledge. I just say, hey, maybe check out this research, see what you think of it. I don't insult other people's knowledge because I don't think I'm more intelligent than anybody. I know more about what I know more of. That's it. I'm not more intelligent than anyone. I just know more about what I know more of. And other people know more about what they know more of. So the most brilliant man or woman or transgender person in the area, when pipes break, is a plumber. That's the smartest person. That's the most intelligent person around. If pipes break, is a plumber. Like, plumbing pipes. Break, it's a plumber. If pipes break, it's my ex-wife. She can apparently mend a glass pipe and re-smoke out of it. No, I'll tell you what bothers me about the whole thing, because a lot of people are like, you shouldn't out her. And we weren't in recovery together. We didn't meet in recovery. Neither of us were in recovery, in AA. I have nothing against them. I support AA. I support NA. I do comedy shows for them for free and everything else. I'm saying we weren't any part of that. She wasn't in recovery. I never smoked when I met her. I guess years ago I did. She did, way before we ever knew each other. So it wasn't to be expected, is all I'm saying. So it wasn't like, oh, I fucking kicked her out and this and that over. I even gave her a chance. Anyway, the whole point is, what I'm trying to say is, so we've gotten so weak that you can't say anything, you can't do anything, you can't pick on anyone, you can't call anyone out, and we need a little. You know what I'm saying? We need a little more of that guy, because he kept people awake and creative and inventive. We don't need the guy who tortures people and beats them and shit like that. We just need, like, when you're being an asshole, maybe someone needs to call you an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of nerds aren't nerds, they're assholes. They think they're nerds because they don't want to admit they were just dickheads. They're just twats. They were whiny bitches. They weren't nerds. They weren't really smart and eclectic. They were whiny, tattletale twats. If you were the person who went like this, Mr. Berger, you didn't assign homework. Well, you were a twat. You weren't a nerd. The nerd came up after class and said, hey, Mr. Berger, do you think I can get some extra work and stuff just to get ahead? And yeah. But I never gave, what's funny is, as a teacher, I've never given homework. The only homework you could ever possibly have is catching up. Any work you need to catch up on, do. I always tell students, you have till the moment I put in the grades. Literally, and I think they even give me 2 extra days to change them. To turn in all your work or turn in enough work to pass. I mean, I don't understand, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of I've dealt with or worked with a lot of students on depression. I've worked with a couple of adults on depression. By the way, if you do suffer from depression and you do want to fix it, let me know. I would work with you. Again, I'm not saying that people aren't depressed, and I'm not saying people don't kill themselves because of depression. I'm saying if given the right tools, people can handle depression without any medication. There's specific people who need medication, and it's very truly rare. The majority of the rest of the people who they put on medication, a lot of them are instances created in life that could be reversed through knowledge. People born with true schizophrenia, things like that, from birth, and never start, nothing, no starter, nothing to facilitate it. They need medication. True autism needs medication. Down syndrome can use medication in certain instances to help better the quality of their life. Now, the problem is we give them medication to ease our life. That doesn't work. Again, there's a million lawsuits telling you you're going to die, but you can get some money because you took pills for depression. Stop it. Again, look up here. These people went through depression. They And by the way, it's white and black, just so we understand that. I just picked this guy right here. I think it's very important because he's an older black man back then who had nothing, I'm assuming. And the thing is, he had nothing. He had a reason to be depressed because there was probably little hope of him getting something at that point. The rest of his life would probably be spent like this till he froze to death or died or something, or died of heat, whatever it be. The people in the soup lines during the Depression, those are all white people, by the way. I know they don't look it, but they are. They had little to no hope of getting any work or anything changing. The slaves, obviously, as a slave, you had little to no hope of anything changing. That's depressing. He was upset about things. Very rich kid, had a very rich life. He was upset about things. Now, I don't know if he was molested. I don't know what happened to him that made him a horrible person. But he was. So his depression, I don't care. Her, I don't know. I don't know. Did it suck being gorgeous? Did it suck being born in a time where you have so much freedom and abilities? What was depressing you so much? Were you not sure? Because again, I'll tell you this. Sometimes I just cry. I don't question it. I don't go, okay, why am I crying? What's the reason I'm crying? My body wants to. It's an emotion. It's feeling upset and it wants to get it out. It could be subconscious. I'm not stopping it. It's why I fart, spit, and do everything else, because it's what my body wants to do. And I'm going to go with it and I'm going to let it. That's what I'm saying. If I wanted to cry right now, I would. Like if my body was like, hey, I feel sad, I want to cry, I'd cry. I don't give a fuck. None of you judge me. A lot of you could eat 7 bags of dicks, come back for 4 bags of Vijijis. Don't care. You see what I'm saying? So one tool I'm going to give you guys is go ahead with your feelings. When you feel like you want to cry, don't go like this. A lot of you do it and you know it. A lot of you do that and you know it. Or you know someone who does. Or this. Go like this. That was a horrible war. I saw horrible things. That was a horrible childhood. My mom was horrible. My mom fucked everybody. My mom was a whore. She sold me out. You see what I'm saying? And let it all go. Let it all go. It's just, everything is what it is. So go ahead and acknowledge why you're upset. Go ahead and yell out why you're upset. Scream at the top of your lungs. Ah! Let it all go. Let all your emotion out. It's fine. And you'll find that it's cleansing. Do it all the time. Fuck everyone around you. If you really think depression is that big a deal, then don't worry what anyone around you thinks. You see what I'm saying? When you start crying for no reason, you just go, just let it out. How about that, guys? I totally cried for no reason. And rock on. And just carry on. Who cares? It's one of the things I really tried to teach my oldest daughter a lot of, is that it's okay. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. Yeah, Tom. See, Tom's been through wars. He's been through heart attacks. He's Christopher Lohorn. First of all, thank you. That adds to the conversation. I got to tell you, God bless you, sir. God bless you. Tom. Yeah. Totally. Actually, if you wanted to come on, you're welcome to come on right now. I could send you a link. Tom, by the way, I'm talking to you. If you want to pop in, I'd like to talk to you about it, because I know you've been through war. And see, my feeling on that is, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say why I understand the mentality of it. Why I understand how maybe some soldiers felt. Not comparing myself to a soldier. Just saying, understanding, say I understand what it's like to see that or feel that. Matthew, how you doing, buddy? Well, you know what it is? It's not even about that, Tom. What I'll tell you is you've done amazing things. You have done so many amazing things. That's what I'm saying. So you should get depressed about some of the things that happened in your life. You probably have certain things that either you feel bad about or have made you feel really bad. And thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Mary, for sharing the video, by the way. I appreciate that. Anytime someone shares, because, again, somebody tried to tell me I wasn't shadow banned. That same person had no profile pic, no information, no nothing. They just came into my feed to tell me I was full of shit and I wasn't shadow banned. Literally. But I'm totally shadow banned. Okay. So you want to come on, Tom? Okay, I'm going to send you this real quick. Hold on one second. But now here's the thing. So how I feel about this is, and we could talk about this if you don't mind. Give me 1 second. Because it's very interesting to me. Hold on. Sorry. Give me 1 second, Tom. It's very interesting to me because those are wicked. I love those. Okay, that's killing me. For some reason, I just clicked on this and saw the guns. I'm thinking, oh God, is Tom going to kill me? No, I'm okay. Where am I? I'm like, Tom's going to kill me. What the hell's on my wrist? Oh, see that bracelet? My daughter made me that. I've had this thing. Hold on. I've had this thing for 3-4 years now. It's just rope, but it's like the Hanukkah candles. It just stays. Okay, that should be sent to you. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that too, because I've done that once now. Obviously, you've done it with a paratrooper or something, but I just did it. Anyway, yeah, when I see you pop in, I'm going to bring you on. Matthew, what's up, buddy? There's a guy, Matthew, man, what a great couple they are, Matthew and Apollonia. So the simple point I'm trying to make, though, is that's why I said true depression has little to no hope. Others just aren't, Now, when I say this, a lot of people haven't been given the tools. Even if they're tough, even if they're strong, even if they're this, even if they're that, they haven't been given the tools on how to handle depression. Like I said, I've worked with many children. Because children are open to things, it's easy for me to work with them. And I've helped so many children overcome depression. Not overcome ever being depressed. Just overcome the idea of depression being them. Being a disease. Being like a lump or a bruise. Depression is not a lump or a bruise. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. Tom, let me bring you in, buddy. Hold on. Okay. Let me figure out a better one. I don't like that one. I like this one, I think. No, this one. Yeah, there we go. Look at me and you fighting over whose hair is going to be less. I just shaved mine.
Hey, Dave, how you doing? I saw that.
I'm doing great, brother. How you been? Hey, how was the plane jump? Tell me about this.
So I was in this Army unit in Panama, the Mountain Gators. Anyway, every year they jump out of the C-47, home based in Texas, Lancaster, Texas. Nice. And I was just gonna go to hang out. And I was like, what kind of test are they doing? Pre-jump to see if I can jump or not. And then we went over it, and I was like, I think I can do it. And then I was going to go and jump if I could, and it was amazing.
Now, you've jumped before, right?
Yeah, my last jump was 4 years ago into Venado, DZ, 1980 in Panama.
Okay. I did one in tandem because it was my first time. Whenever I did it, I won't say right now, but yeah. What are you smoking? That better be a joint.
Yeah, it's a joint, sure it is.
Oh. I was gonna lose my shit if you were smoking cigarettes after fucking getting through the whole.
Open heart surgery,
Yeah. Because you've gone through it. Say what it was. Tell me what it was.
a triple bypass.
Yes. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Do you know anything about this? Psychos cutting their kids' heads off? Who's doing this, Matthew?
Oh, did something happen like that again?
I don't know. What do you mean again? When did this first happen?
Tweakers do weird stuff sometimes.
Wow. Yeah, Matthew just said, right. Tell me about this, Matthew. I want to hear it. Okay, so I want to talk to you for a minute here. Tom, let me ask you a question. Let me get rid of this so we don't have a banner in front of us. Okay. Now, you were in the service.
Yeah, I was not in a war, though.
No, you didn't go to war or anything. You're in the service. When you were saying, like, okay, so my feeling is like this. Like for people who have PTSD and this and that, I truly feel like PTSD is 100% real if you want, like, if you want to label something. What they're saying, I guess it's real because war of any kind, killing someone of any kind alters your mind. Now, yeah, seeing someone die, killing somebody, any of that type of stuff, or almost dying can cause very heavy trauma in your life. Now, here's the thing, though. I believe a lot of soldiers, men and women, could be cured without medication, without anything, by purely coming to the truest understanding of every single thing that took place, at the same time being completely open to accepting that, but understanding that, like, a soldier can only be held so responsible. If a soldier goes and rapes a bunch of people, that's just a rapist and a murderer. That's not the soldier anymore.
Yeah.
If a soldier kills people in war, whether it be overdone or not, it's war. Things get crazy. It's their understanding that not only do they hold no responsibility for what happened to the people next to them or the fact that they, but it's not just the way they do it. Like, the problem with psychiatrists, psychologists, and things like that is 90% of them have never been through anything, or they'd have never made it through the schooling to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
There's a few that have been through things, but that's pretty rare, yeah.
And but do you know what I'm saying, though? Like, there's so many psychologists, psychiatrists that have never, ever been through shit, and they're crazy to begin with. But then they haven't even been through shit. And now they're going to be dealing with people who'd been through hardcore shit, and they're going to tell them how to, like, count backwards from 30 and then draw pictures of their feelings. And as human beings, we're so resilient.
Yeah, so when I was in a major program at the VA, and of course the doctors had not seen, none of them were in the service. So they did employ some former service members on staff. They were kind of trained, but they weren't doctors, So that's how the VA deals with that. They do have former service members somewhere on the staff in program.
Right. Now were you in there for, if I can ask, and if I get too personal, just tell me, but were you there for depression and stuff like that?
No, I think that's when I started noticing it. I was getting off of meth.
Yeah. Okay. So that's another point of mine, is sometimes we mistake psychosis for depression. Meaning meth causes a chemical change in our brain that triggers.
No. Yeah, well, I don't have psychosis, but
you know what I'm saying, though? But what I mean is, it's not, no, I don't mean psychosis where you're just walking around going, blah, 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 blah. It can be so not known, but purely the meth itself, the rat poisons, the things like that are in it.
Yeah, that doesn't cause any of that, really.
Okay, so what is it you would attribute your feelings of depression to?
Oh, I broke my back. I can hardly fucking walk. And there's some traumatic experiences in the Army, and it just kind of all blend together, you know. It was when I realized I was fucked, you know, I was laying on the ground, I broke my back.
Right.
I get up and walk, motherfucker. And I didn't go to the hospital for a day and a half. So I don't know.
But let me ask you a question. Do you still feel depressed about it?
Yeah. Everybody gets to go hiking. I can't go. And I'm meeting a lot of good-looking women that like to go hiking, and I'm just out.
And you can't go hiking.
Yeah, you know, and it'll be a big part of their lives or something.
Right. Now, did I miss the part where you jumped out of a plane recently?
Yeah, I jumped out of a plane on November 21st.
Huh. So hiking's a lot of fucking fun. Hiking's fun. I've done hiking and I've jumped out of planes. Jumping out of fucking planes is way more fun.
I don't know. Have you ever hiked 20, 30 miles?
Yeah. I've done insane hikes, like overnight hikes, long, like day hikes, all kinds of shit through the rivers and everything. I love nature. I'm with you. But do you realize that there's some hiking that you can't do walking, yet there's scooters that you can get that are completely off-road that you can rock and roll. Not the rascals. I don't mean the rascal. I'm not talking about the rascal where you sit in it.
Yeah, I would want to go places where those aren't allowed. So.
Oh, are you kidding? I take mine up to fucking Runyon Canyon with my daughter. I don't give a shit. My whole fucking I'm getting neck, and they want to give me neck surgery and everything else. By the way, you had back surgery, right?
I have not.
Okay. Neck?
I have not.
Okay.
No, it's messed up. But like my last surgeon said, 50% chance he won't do anything to help you, and there's a chance that I could hurt you. And he goes, I really don't want to hurt you. And then the cost of the surgery under the current conditions, I would owe more money than if I waited till after the insurance claim was over and then did it. So, you know, that may be someday soon.
Yeah, I'm not really into it. You know, like the whole surgery thing that they're talking about, I'm like kind of and you know, I'll tell you, he said, a father cut his children's head off after stabbing and slicing them to death. Jesus Christ. What the hell is wrong with people?
Yeah,
in Lancaster.
Yeah, so in 95, I actually did attempt suicide, but I didn't poison myself like I thought. So
No, let me ask you why.
I was just done.
But no, I always wonder that, because then if you were done, right, why were you done?
Well, because of the things I was going through, and I was like, fuck it, I've suffered enough.
Yeah, no, I'm not belittling by any way. Just so you understand, in no way am I belittling it. I've dealt with suicide plenty in my life.
Well, let me just say that I was highly allergic to the substance I ingested, and all of a sudden I was no longer deathly allergic to it. I attribute that to Jesus. I mean, I won't like preach a bunch, but I'm just saying.
No, hey, there's nothing wrong with having faith of any kind. You know, faith is great.
Happy I didn't make it. You know.
Well,
you know, you're at suicide, but yeah, I know what I know.
But
exactly
that's, you know,
if you're, you know, I'm waiting for death.
Well, you know, I mean, but that's what I always say is that's my question, is because I always feel this way. If I ever want to kill myself, I won't. But if I get to that point, anyone who's on my bad better watch the fuck out, because I got no problem killing them. See, I don't look at life as if I'm done, then I'm taking me out. Fuck no. If I'm done, I'm going out in a blaze, but not ever killing me.
That's what happened to the guy that took his kids out.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, that's the difference. Is that's the wackiest shit in the world, is to take your own kids' lives, because but wait, let me show you this. to take your own kids. And again, I wouldn't climb in a tower and shoot people. I'm going directly after specific. And when I run out of specific people, if they haven't killed or caught me, then I'm going after pedophiles. But if I'm not taking me out, I'm gonna fix the world a little. And if I get taken out, so what? But you know what I'm saying? Like, the only people I really understand suicide for is the terminally ill. Everyone short of the terminally ill, I think if you're just done, then take out some horrible people before you go. Blaze of glory it.
I didn't really have a list, you know.
Well, I mean, I can always supply one. It's called it's on that fucking Amber thing. It's I could show you where there's kiddie porn productions. You know, I
have plenty of hope about the future, as dire as it may look to some people. I'm going to survive it.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, Matthew's saying right now that suicide with kids 11 and 19 is up 41%. I shit my pants every minute of every fucking second of every fucking goddamn minute of every day, worried about my children ever doing shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, all the time I worry, oh God, if I say the wrong thing, is it going to set them off? Fuck. I don't know how people's minds work. And that worries me because I'm not good with depression. I found my father shot to death. I was on my own at 14. I stabbed my mom's husband. My mom was a fucking drunk whore. Fucked my sister's fiance. Everybody knew about it. My mom got fucked by everyone. She was gorgeous, but she fucked everybody. Everyone in town knew about it. My sister was in Penthouse when I was still in school.
Yeah.
So, and yet, if someone says something to me, I'd fuck them up at the time, especially when I was like 200 something pounds and this and that. And I did end up 2 strikes to life, but I never was depressed about it. I never thought, oh, I gotta end it all or anything. I just never, ever, and I'm not putting anyone down who does. I just simply have never understood it.
Depression is anger turned inside. So that guy that killed his kids probably was not depressed. And if he was depressed, the anger took him out of it. I'm just saying, depression, part of it is feeling hopeless, and part of it is feeling like nothing. And you just don't want to suffer. That's depression. Murdering other people because you're sad or upset, that's not depression.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. No, well, my thing about killing people was the suicide thing. Like, if I was going to take myself out, I wouldn't. Depression-wise, that's what I'm saying. Is like today I was depressed, and I even cried. But I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I cried. I knew exactly I was sad, and I went for it, and I let myself cry, and I laughed about it in a minute after, and I moved on in life. Yeah, and so I don't understand people, and I've helped so many kids, so many of my students, I've helped them alter their way of thinking and everything and come out of the depression and see depression as a feeling as opposed to a condition.
I've done years of work on it. So I recognize the thought in my head, and then I'm kind of up on cognitive behavior therapy. So I know how to like monitor my thoughts, change my thoughts to a rational response. And I did EMDR for, I don't know, 93 months. Off and on, I guess I had that EMDR. Not every. Yeah, I've seen a lot of doctors.
I mean, my problem with the psychiatric and psychology fields is so many of them should not be doing it. There's an unbelievable amount of people who should not be psychiatrists or psychologists, especially I would say from my experience, 90% of the school psychologists are completely ill-equipped to be psychologists, and they do nothing to help the children whatsoever.
Here's what happens to veterans and why they're probably today. They do 6 months of therapy when you initially have the complaint, and they put you on psych meds that make you suicidal. And then 6 months in, they go, hey, instead of an hour, we're going to give you 20 minutes. And we don't want to hear about your problems. We just want to hear about how the medication is doing. And did I mention that the medication makes you suicidal? And
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
what happened is after they cut me off of human contact and just worried about pharmaceuticals, I went to Mission Mental Health and they got me a doctor. And I'm so grateful that they took care of that.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point is like my ex, they had her on so many pain pills and then they cut her off. And so she went and started smoking meth with her mom.
Yeah, meth is not a good answer.
No, but for the pain, it helped her. And they had her on so much Norcos. Like she was getting Norcos from 3-4 different doctors.
It's a distraction, but when you come down off of meth, you really do think about the worst thing. You know, the memory.
That's the point I'm making. Is depression isn't. That's what I'm saying. Is I don't buy the depression thing in the sense of how they promote it. What I think that they're not doing is they're not explaining that a ton of these people that are depressed and killing themselves also were on medications or drugs. It wasn't depression that sent them over. It was their inability to cope with the feelings because of either drugs or narcotics or prescribed narcotics. And that's my feeling, but it doesn't mean I'm right.
Yeah, I went to a lot of group therapy too in San Francisco. And so I got the experience of hearing other people talk about their depression. And we worked on it together. And you could see you're not alone. And depression makes you feel like you're all alone and there's no hope. And you get done suffering.
Yeah, I mean, but see, that's what I'm kind of saying is exactly what you just said, right? Now, let me say the same exact thing. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm totally alone and I have no one. And it's really fucking crushing. And other times I don't. And that's how I handle it. Although, let me tell you this. There's times where I get anxiety or I get depressed and I feel it crushing on me. Anxiety especially. I'm thinking, okay, wait, why am I having a heart attack? I'm not having a heart attack. What am I bothered by? What's bugging me? Boom, boom, and I'll just da-da-da-da-da. And I start thinking of things. I'm like, okay, what the fuck has got me going? Something's got me okay. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm not even sure. I don't even know why. Let me take a few minutes. Let me breathe. Let me relax. Let me do this. I don't have a guru, I don't have a guru that I follow. I go like this. Because my body, there's no reason anyone knows God better than me. There's no reason anybody knows how to be in touch with their body better than me. And for me to ever care, I'm interested in what everybody has to offer. But for me to think that somebody offers more than I can offer myself, I don't believe in that. So I trust me on dealing with me. And so I'll figure out ways to calm, and I calm myself down from the anxiety or from the depression. But it feels just as crippling to begin with, as you just explained for you. Only I go, oh, huh.
It's not crippling for me. I actually have had people do things that made me feel that way, and I get over it really quick. And if I ever feel alone, I'm actually pretty fucking fun, whether anybody's here or not. So there's that. But if I ever do feel alone, I just remember the times when my ex-wife used to yell at me and hit me, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so fucking quiet here. Oh, I fucking love it. You hear the quiet, Dave? No one fucking, yelling at me or fucking having. And so whenever I think about like, oh, I wish someone was here. It's really got to be the right person, or it's horrible. And,
Yeah. I mean, that's my whole problem now is I've gone on a couple dates. I've walked out on 2 of them. The other one, was turned out to be more of a friend type of thing. And on my end, like I just couldn't feel it. And the fact is, it's not been good. And I was in 2 marriages. My second marriage was someone 18 years younger than me, 6 feet tall. At first was a blast. And then she got sick. And then the fucking doctors, like I said, fucking totally were tons of them medication, everything in the world, Diloxepin, this, that, and the other. She's on everything. And then they totally drugged her and she was useless. And she just totally became kind of a piece of shit. Now she's getting better and I'm happy for her. I even told her, I totally forgive you because whatever, I kicked her out. Like I wasn't good with her. I told her I want her out, but I forgive her. And I let her see our daughter. I have full custody and everything, but I let her see her whenever she wants.
Yeah. Well, that's good of you. Your daughter needs that contact.
I had a huge conversation with my daughter about telling my ex, I love you, because she wouldn't tell her she loved you. She wouldn't say I love you to my ex on the phone or anything. She would never tell her. She goes, I don't. And I go, no, I know. But your mom's in a position where she's at the edge in life. And she feels really like she has no one. Everyone's kind of shit on your mom. Her mom's a piece of shit. Her dad's a piece of shit. Her grandma's a piece of shit. Nobody's been there for her to ever help her or anything. They've never been good to her. She's never had anyone really in her life good. So you not telling her you love her is crushing every time you do it. And I said, so what is it going to hurt you, even if you don't mean it, to say, okay, I love you too. And this is somebody who was horrible to me. She did everything in her power. She told people I abused her. She's taking it all back, but it doesn't matter now. It's like front page news and then 7th page news.
Yeah, I know what those lies are like to be on the receiving end of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was part. I think that was maybe part of it. I was going through all these fucking accusations, and it was the 4th of July, my favorite day of the year, and I was so sad because I was getting fucked over fucking. Well, I won't mention like her indiscretions and faults, but it was horrible.
Anything on here? You know me.
Yeah, and it was pretty daunting.
Well, that's the reality is people shouldn't be together anyway in that form. In truth, there are some people it's right for, not everyone. Like we got to get
on the way out. You shouldn't destroy the other person. It's fucked up. And
I agree.
More white privilege than a white man is a woman. And I know exactly what it's like to be on the. I looked at myself and I was like, oh my God. I looked at my hands and I'm like, I'm fucking white. They're treating me like this. I was like, I got fucking empathy really quick for everybody. Really quick. I was like, fuck.
I'm gonna pop something up here real quick. Hold on. I hope this whole thing got up there. You see that? This is a lady, Mary. I know this lady. But look at that. I never considered myself being in depression. I've lost many family members. I've buried 4 sons and my daughter was murdered. But I've still got a son and a daughter and many, many grandchildren, nieces and nephews I love very much. If I ever committed suicide, that would hurt my kids very much. I mean, boom. Like, hello. And see there, I'll tell you this, Tom. Nope. I love her. I think that is amazing. I have nothing but respect for her. Me?
Yeah, she's not depressed, even though she's gone through so much.
She's amazing. Now, I'll tell you this. Me, and I'll be 100% honest. Anything ever happens to any of my children, even one of them, fuck that. I'm done with life. Not killing myself again. Everyone who's ever done me fucking like wicked. I don't mean people who called me names in school. Nobody ever did. But I don't mean like I was never picked on. I don't mean like I'm going to get the bullies back. I mean motherfuckers who straight out ripped me off, fucked me over, stole from me, did shit like that. And pedophiles and stuff. Watch out, because I'm coming guns blazing fucked up. Anything ever happened to one of my kids, I'm done with life. And I'm a fucking most violent person you'll ever meet in your life at that point. And yeah, and let somebody even piss me off on the freeway, I'll beat them to death. Like I will not give a fuck at that point about shit. I literally don't do anything violent and stuff like that. And I because I feel like, okay, if I have a good life and I live a good life, then that's how my payback comes. Yeah, I struggle. Yeah, I suffer. Yeah, I go through bullshit and I put up with a lot of crap from a bunch of twatty little bitches that aren't really a bunch of suburban little fucks that want to yappity yap and this and that. And I put up with all this bullshit. And, you know, and then the one who got in my face at the fucking UBG, I beat the shit out of. And that was the last fight I'd got in, which was, you know, a couple of years ago. And, you know, and he died.
Yeah.
Months later, he actually killed himself. But still, I keep it close together so it sounds like I killed him. No,
On Montrose, he yelled at me once. I think that's why he shot himself.
Who?
Montrose. Right? He never got over yelling at me. Look at me. I was 23. I was just out of the service, and I was at a show.
Asshole. You're hysterical.
All the band members were smoking. I was like, an ashtray, but I lit one up too. And then he walked wrong. He walked right up to me. He goes, "Hey, motherfucker, what the fuck are you in my motherfucking dressing room smoking?" And I've been yelled at a lot in the Army, so a certain kind of yelling, it doesn't really bother me. And I looked around, and all the band members were like putting the cigarettes out behind their back and shit. He was yelling at everybody. But I had to do the walk of shame, go out and find an ashtray. And I think that just wore on him, and eventually he shot himself.
Yeah, no, that probably was it. It was probably nothing else. I like that. That's fantastic. Hey, show your joint. That is a fantastically rolled joint.
Actually, it's a cigarette, Dave.
It's a cigarette.
Oh, well, I've been smoking weed, and it makes me want to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, you gotta be. I'm gonna kill you, dude. You quit. God damn it. You don't need to be smoking.
Oh.
That's my only preaching. You shouldn't be smoking, though. You fucking battled fucking 9,000 heart attacks.
Well, I haven't had a heart attack. My heart's in good shape. I just needed new arteries.
Yeah, well, smoking's not going to help.
I know. Probably jumping out of the airplane isn't going to help my broken back or any of the other things, but...
Yeah, well, no. Yeah, it will. And I'll tell you this, yeah. Because you know what? If it doesn't, what it did help. It helped make the fact that whether you have a broken back or not, made your life better jumping out of that plane, right? You've done that before, of course. Now, for me, it was a situation of my entire life I've wanted to. I almost did when right before me and my first wife my second wife got married. We were in Bakersfield. I was doing an NA show out there. Wasn't part of it, but it was a convention. And it was great pay, everything. So I was out there. Funny enough, I had to sign a thing saying I wouldn't be high on stage because they knew I got high. But of course I was. But the point is though, so one of the guys there was going to take us to Taft out in Northern California to go skydiving. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm in. I'm totally in. And my wife, before she was my wife, or no, actually she was already my wife. We were already married. My second wife. And so we were going to go jumping out of the plane. Well, the group before us, where the guy went, one of the guys was spinning, got caught up and started spinning and stuff and pulled out of it and made it. But it was scary, right? So my ex freaks. My wife at the time, but she freaks. She's like, I don't want to do it, this and that. She goes, you go ahead, I'll wait. But it was going to be like an hour and a half of her sitting down there and everyone going, I go, you know what, fuck it. I get it. I see how that would freak you out. We just won't do it, which was bullshit because in truth, it scared the fuck out of me too. And I threw it all on her like a bitch. I really let her take it all. Like she was the one who was scared because she was totally scared, but so was I at that point. I was like, when I'm watching, I'm going, fuck this. But then she's like, she says out loud, fuck this. I go, hey, look, you know what? She goes, no, I don't want to do it. I go, you know what, baby? I'm not going to make you wait. I won't do it either. Like I was a hero. I had shit myself watching the guy almost die. And so anyway, for years, I let the blame be on her. Anyway, but so blah blah blah. Anyway, a few years back, jumped, did it, and I'll tell you this: we did some spinning, 360s, but it made me dizzy. But it popped my shoulder. Well, whatever. It made me dizzy, and I threw up when as we were landing, and it was funny. Yeah, no, because I had the dude cracking up the whole time. And then all of a sudden, I'm like getting sick. I go, dude, please move to your left because I'm gonna fucking throw up, and I don't want to throw up on you. And so I'm coming down like this, dry heaving.
We used to put. They have this. They call them LRPs for long range reconnaissance patrols. But the free dried food, and we'd get some and put it in the barf bag the Air Force would give us, and then act like we threw up, and then start passing it around, eating out of the barf bag. We were horrible. We were horrible customers of the Air Force.
Now, hey, quick political question. Not going to get too deep into it, depending on your answer. But are you left or right?
I'm a libertarian, but in two-party politics, I'm a conservative.
So you're Trump.
You know, well, he was better than any Republican. So
I've coined the phrase. I made up the phrase. I've written it. It's time dated and everything. I'm a Trump-publican. I've said that forever. I'm a Trump-publican. I don't agree with Republicans. I don't agree with the left anymore at all because they're not the left I knew ever. So I don't agree with any of them. I agree with what Trump was doing.
No, I totally support Trump because of the actions he was taking, not for the personality or.
Well, wait a second. Don't lie. He's fucking hysterical. You love him. I love him. We're saying that he's an asshole.
I've seen him headline for like 2 hours straight. You know?
I'm saying we get he's an asshole. Like we all get he's a pompous, womanizing asshole. But he's not a chauvinist and he's not a racist.
Yeah, and he's ended some wars. He has plans to take all of our troops out of overseas.
I mean, peace in the Middle East. Peace. You say ended wars. Peace in the Middle East. That's been a bumper sticker forever. It's been a bumper sticker forever, and then he made it real. I'm going to show you something. I want you to watch this with me real quick, okay?
This table, the black one, was placed there by the lady with the blonde braids at about 8:22 a.m. in the morning. So she put that table there. So the same person who's staying behind now, the same person who cleared the place out under the pretense that we're going to stop counting, is the person who put the table there at 8:22 in the morning. Yeah, I saw 4 suitcases come out from underneath the table. Yeah, upper right hand, you see the gentleman in the red. So he just pulled one out.
Okay, so I like those. I like the sunglasses. What that shows is so it's showing them literally pulling ballots out of a suitcase.
Cheating.
When they were shut down. Right, but so what do you feel is going to happen? Because when you said libertarian, that's what I've always been, a libertarian, because people don't understand, like, libertarians aren't liberals, but it's the idea of liberalism in its truest form.
Like, I'm going to ignore, I'm going to mind my business. You can mind your business. That's a libertarian kind of thing.
And we can live in the same neighborhood. I don't need separate water lines or anything else. Everybody can be whoever they want. You can everyone can marry how they want, do what they want, whatever.
I don't care.
Let me live. And I ask that. I always say this. It's not that I'm okay with it. I ask, can you be okay with it, please? And that's what I started saying, because people always say this. I'm okay with whoever someone is. Who gives a fuck whether you're okay with it? And so it's like you're saying, we never think of it that way, but we've been trained to think of it like, I'm okay with whatever anyone is. I don't say that. I've been saying forever, could you be okay with whoever any of us are? so we all could be.
A lot of normal people are fucked up. So
Well,
all I'm saying is
yeah.
I don't really care. Be kind to others. Don't hurt me. I'm not gonna hurt you. That's
You know
all I
what?
really say.
The only normal person I've ever known in my life, honestly, was an old friend of mine named Hugh Pierce. He was as normal as you can be. He literally went to school, smoked a little pot, did a little coke, went to college, became an engineer, bought a home. He has a cabin up in Mammoth, a little like a hunter's cabin that was left to him by his grandfather. He owns a huge house on the border of Canada. He used to have a house at the cliff of the ocean. Very successful chemical engineer and everything. His wife, again, very moderate, like average. They're both very average. He's an average dude, average. My sister dated him. And and it was the funny, greatest story ever was my sister dated him and she broke up with him. And we were all so pissed off. Like we were beyond mad that she dumped him because he was the best guy she'd ever been with. Like
I meant normal as society would put it.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is he was perfectly normal, but she dumped him. But the funny thing is we all yelled at her, and then one time she pulled me aside. She goes, Dave, she goes, and I go, oh, shut up. Because this was the guy who'd walk around going, suck my dick. And his hand would be like 9 feet out. And I always thought he had the biggest dick in the world because he'd always talk about his big dick. I didn't realize he must have meant his thigh. And so she dumped him because he had no dick. But he was normal.
I mean, the normal people, like we just saw cheating in an election.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah. The run of the mill.
Have the cancer thing.
Yeah.
Like, normal people that are making lists of us to come get us.
Yeah. Well, the normal people are also who are fucking doing all the horrible, nasty, disgusting shit that's going on in the world. The normal people, and that's what I was. That's the thing is, someone was saying, I'll take hanging out with a thief over a politician any day. I go, you're a moron. You need to find better friends. And if your choices are a thief or a politician, you need to change your whole fucking life and not hang out with either, idiot. Because you know what? I don't relate to either. I'm not a thief or a politician.
I hang out with Ron Paul.
Oh, okay. The politician guy?
Trump wanted to go shooting. I'd go shooting with him.
Rand Paul?
Or Trump or that Crenshaw dude with the patch.
You'd hang out with Trump, is what you said.
Trey Gowdy.
I'd totally hang out with Trump. No, I would totally hang out with Trump. I think Trump's hysterical. I honestly think he's the first president who gives a shit about America.
I know there are some politicians that are cool, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
By name because I don't.
That Crenshaw dude, Trey Gowdy.
I'll tell you what people don't look at though is how come nobody's really realizing that the axis of evil is against Trump? Like Bush, Clinton, and Obama. I said this, like Bush, Clinton, Obama are against Trump. Bush, Clinton, and Obama are going to take the vaccine, so we all take it. And I just said, that's like having Jim Jones fucking offering up or someone offering me Kool-Aid and saying Jim Jones poured it.
Well, just because they show them taking a placebo on air does not mean I go, oh my God, it's safe. Because I know
No, let's go with it. No, they're taking 100% the real vaccine. Ready? I don't give a fuck at that point either. I don't care if it's a placebo. I don't care if it's real. They mean nothing to me. They're horrible monsters.
No, but that wouldn't make me want to take it. I know a lot of people, they wouldn't be convinced.
It makes me want to take it less.
Yeah. It's the more they demand it, the more I see that I don't want to change my DNA.
Again, I mean, they literally. But I mean, here's the thing. I don't understand why anyone is okay with following Bill Clinton or George Bush.
Yeah, I don't follow him.
You know, I mean, that's the whole point. It's the whole thing. Is like, see, Mary was just saying that. And I mean, that's the thing is there's so much, their accusations are always racist and this and that. When not the majority of the people who follow Trump absolutely don't give a shit about people's race.
Yeah.
And there was more diversity under Trump's cabinet than in Biden's already. And Biden's cabinet isn't even real. I said Biden's presidency is fake. Fake is the election. FATE. Fake. Fake is the election. Coined the acronym, by the way. But yeah. But that's what I said. His whole presidency is fake. It's fake as the election, and that's it. And it's not real. It's bullshit. If the guy becomes president, I would rather go to civil war than see him become president.
Well, you know, his first 100 days, he wants to ban firearms and he wants to change a bunch of things that lead us to the Great Reset. And his Treasury Secretary says we can use the economy to account for social justice, and we can use our money to save the environment. And she's for the the Great Reset. World
You like that? Do you see my sign behind me?
Oh yeah. So
Come on, how did you not see that coming, Nazi?
That's fucking funny.
Is that brilliant? Come on. Is that brilliant?
They'll never get me in a fucking boxcar, those motherfuckers.
Is that great, though? The Great Reset 2020. How did you not see that coming? Come on. The guy doing it. The guy doing the Great Reset.
Yeah.
He's a fucking German dude who's like,
Yeah,
Don von Schneidenhoven.
Klaus Schwab, yeah.
Oh, he's horrible. Watch. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Let me show you one thing. Let me show you this one thing. I love this. It's my favorite thing I've ever done. It's not even that great, like tight, but you might like it.
Mein Lebenskampf ist nicht umsonst gekämpft. Ein Sowjetzeichen soll er vor sich hertragen und wir werden in unserem Zeichen wieder siegen.
Come on, right? Is that great?
Yeah, I used to go to the political rallies or whatever rally was going on when I was in San Francisco. And yeah, they've gotten really crazy. You know, not one person.
You like that though with Pelosi and the Nazi thing?
You know, not one person showed up in Maricopa County when Biden Harris went to Phoenix for a rally. Not one person showed up.
Bullshit. 80 million did.
Oh,
80 million people. 80 million people showed up to his house just to congratulate him.
Biden.
Yeah. The most popular presidential candidate in history. He got more votes. He got more black votes than Obama did.
Well, I don't know. Trump got like 35%.
Nope. You're crazy. You're wrong. You're trying to deal with facts and obvious. Fuck reality. I will not live in reality. I'm gonna believe journalists who start out like this. Because there's nothing more credible than a journalist who starts out like this. Trump's been making false claims again. Wait, you're a journalist. All you're supposed to do is go, Trump is claiming the election is false and filing lawsuits. Biden claims there's no validity. That's it. You're not supposed to go fucking orange Oompa Loompa lying son of a bitch bastard fucking said the election's fucking a lie. News at 9.
I think it was a complete theft. Fraud, fucking by any means necessary.
I mean, it wasn't.
Revolution. You can't stop revolution.
You know what it was? You probably didn't see it. Like a week or two ago, I had a guy on who me and him both started out in the same neighborhood. I didn't know this. When I initially invited him on, I thought he was just a Facebook troll. I didn't know he was a teacher I used to teach with. Okay. And unfortunately for me, I don't attack people and get like nasty. I just call out facts or my facts, my opinion. And so, or my truth is what I call, I just present that, right? And so whatever, but I invited him on the show and he came on. And before he came on, I realized, holy fuck, I was looking him up and I'm like, wait, I know this guy. Hold on. And then, he comes on and everything, and we find out that we grew up in the same neighborhood. I left, unfortunately, to go live in Pacoima and be poor. Now, he stayed there with his doctor father and his charitable housewife mom, okay? And he grew up there. I moved to Pacoima. Now, this was the thing. He hardcores against Trump and hates Trump and da-da-da-da-da. And because Trump's a bad guy and Biden's a good guy, but this guy has never done anything or been through anything in his life ever. Like nothing ever. He's like, well, I struggle. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. Right. If you couldn't pay rent or you wanted to move to a bigger one, could you ask your dad? He goes, well, yeah, exactly. Then shut up, cunt. And, like you don't get anything. He's the white guy who is at an all black kid school. Like the school was like, it was one of the few schools that was like 90-something% all black. Okay. Crenshaw and Slauson, View Park, right? Great school. Fucking like the school sucked. The principal sucked. The kids were fucking phenomenal. Great. Like just great kids. Good homes. This is the thing. These kids, there was a few kids at that school that were living in the projects and stuff, but the majority of them were living in Lamert Park, Baldwin Hills, and shit like that. Good homes, good parents, things like that.
35 years ago, too, right?
The what?
35 years ago.
No, like this is recent.
I thought you said when you were going to school.
No, me and him taught at the same school.
Oh, okay.
We happened to also grow up in the same neighborhood. I'm almost 20 years older than him.
Yeah.
So we didn't grow up at the same time at all. And it was just like, but so
life experiences yet.
What?
He has no life experiences yet.
At all or anything, but he knows everything. He was the white guy whose family had a ton of money, who taught at the black school and rapped. Like he'd rap to fit in. He'd be like, yo, guys, what's up? He would talk like this. If you hear him on the show, he never spoke. At the school, he would be like this, yo, man, what's happening? And I'd look at him like, and I always hated white guys like that because fuck you. Okay, I grew up in Pacoima. I've done all this stuff. I've never acted like anything but what you see right now. And if somebody ever called me out my race, I called them out theirs. If I was always down for my own shit. And these fucking white guys would in comedy or this and that. It's like they what they do is they placate to this idea that people, Latin people, black people have of white people. They placate to it because they don't have to live there. They don't grow up there. They're not around it. But the rest of us that live there, that grow up around it, we're not acting that way. We don't placate to that bullshit. My mom and dad were Jewish. Why would I speak any other way than the way I talk? And this guy's dad was a doctor and everything. Why is he going, yo, man, you got to dig it, dog? And it was like, Mary's hysterical. I'm putting that up, Mary, because you're hysterical. Mary cracks me up. But no, so the point being is this, that I feel like so many of the people, like my oldest daughter, who I adore, who's brilliant, who's an amazing person. She's on a full ride. She's so accomplished, but she voted Biden. And now she has total regret about it. Now that she's actually researched everything, she has total regret about it, but she was kind of pressured into it because of the school she goes to and everything else.
Normal people voted for Biden.
But not near as many as they, I mean, it's just the numbers they came up with weren't possible.
Yeah, well, those machines can only count so many at a time, and all of a sudden it has these big spikes that are impossible physically to do. How do you account for that? There's only one way to count.
Here's the thing.
It was a digital fucking change that had nothing to do with ballots counted because they did not have the time to count that many ballots. But 782,000 ballots magically appears, and there's not time to do it.
Insanity went on, but deeper than that, like even if you go deeper than that, if you just look at the things going on, if you just look at
cases,
if you look at let's back up of everything. Let's just do this one thing. Okay, because I don't know that Biden has a ankle bracelet on his leg and he's hiding that. I don't know that. Okay. That's where you get a little conspiratorial for me, because there's nothing at all to back it up except for the picture of him possibly stepping on the foot, which could be real, could be not. I don't know. But where it gets conspiratorial too heavy is there's no true proof. Here's what is true. Here's what's 100% out of their mouth true. Tom Hanks and his wife moved and became citizens of Greece. That makes no sense unless you want to escape extradition.
Yeah, and they don't extradite for fucking child.
One of the only countries that still doesn't. That's my point. Is that's what I'm saying. Is that alone has to make you wake up a little and go, wait, why the fuck did they become Greek citizens? What was the benefit in it for them? And why all of a sudden did that happen?
Why do they hate America?
Well, they don't say they hate America. We know they do. We know they do. We know they do.
Exclusively a Greek citizen, I give up my American citizenship. You fucking hate us.
Okay, so that's the point. But they never said they hate us.
Well, I'm just figuring that kind of action. If he doesn't like kids, he must hate us. That's all I'm saying.
Well, this is the point. Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't know 100% that he was a child molester or anything like that if his son wasn't a rich white kid who rapped. His son's a rapper, right? The Ched or Chab or so he was ass pounding that kid, because that's the only thing that makes a rich white kid a rapper.
Ashley Biden has made claims in her diary about abuse.
Biden, I don't know that anybody even disputes him being sick weird.
Ashley Biden is his daughter.
But deeper, like, okay, so you say that, right? And I go, now I could be on the left and I can go, yeah, well, what proof do you really have, right? Okay, and then blah, blah, blah. But here's the difference, though. But here's the difference. They gave up their citizenship from their own mouth. It wasn't assumed. It wasn't said. It was their video where they said they had become Greek citizens. They said this out of their own mouth.
Yeah, kind of like when I moved to Nevada. I went to the DMV and I said, I'm a Nevada citizen.
Right, but but they went online and did a whole video thing telling people that they were they were going to move to Greece. When they moved there, they were already there, but they said they're in Greece and they're staying and they're going to be citizens. They told people this. So it's not conspiracy. It's not that we're thinking that they became citizens and we don't know. Out of their own lips came the words, they're going to be Greek citizens. So it's not in dispute whether they're Greek citizens. What might be in dispute as to why, but the only obvious reason we could all come up with is they don't extradite.
And he's a big fish in a small pool now.
Well, but even then, yes, his money's going to matter, but he could have gone there on vacation and still had the money matter. He could have gotten dual citizenship. He could have gotten so many things. Why would you relinquish your American citizenship unless you knew shit was coming down?
He wants to be president over there. He's a shoo-in.
Well, my point is, I know, but he can't be because he wasn't born there. But the factuality in that sense is this: nothing else matters about guesses and this and that. Here's a fact: excuse me, here's a fact. They gave up their American citizenship under the suspicion, because there's the conspiracies about them being pedos and all this shit.
Remember when they
I
left?
believe it's true. You probably believe it's true. But here's the thing. It's all conspiracy. What isn't conspiracy is they gave up their American citizenship and became Greek citizens. That's not conspiracy. That alone has to make you go, whoa. Now, it's like, you ever hear you've heard the Berenstain thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching Family Guy yesterday. They said it. Do you know what they said? Berenstein.
Yeah.
Because even in their script writing, they know what it is. But in Family Guy, they say Berenstein, not Berenstain. And it's like, what the fuck? That I went, what? Backed it up and went, what? Holy shit. They just said Berenstein, not Stain. And I went, whoa. Anyway, that wakes me to the whole world, though. I always tell people, if you can just understand the Berenstain thing, you start to get everything. And you realize what little control you really have over your own world. What we do have to ponder is what's next. Is there a next? Would be the greatest question.
Okay, so I remember watching the Zapruder film a lot. And then that was like a 4-seat car. And then I saw this video, and it's a 6-seat car. And in the museum, it's got a 4-seat car. In the Secret Service reenactment, 4-seat car. Most people I met remember a 4-seat car, not a 6-seat limousine with the glass between the driver and the passenger compartment. It looks totally different.
Yeah.
And the conspiracy used to be that you see the driver turn around and shoot him over his shoulder. But you can't do that with the governor and the governor's wife in the car, in between them, even though in the one I remember, he was sitting next to the driver, the governor, Jackie John.
Yeah.
And the conspiracy now, and it looks like he does it. He puts a gun under his chin, and the stuff comes out the top of his head now. Yeah,
well, and that's the thing is it gets to, like, oh my God, okay. But what we don't have is the set. What's so funny, I got to tell you, every time I kept doing this because I thought I could, because I couldn't see my face on the screen. I honestly thought nobody could see me. And I was being super sneaky. But then I looked down at the bottom part and I could see that you could totally see me blasting bowls and shit. But I thought I was being super low key. Like I thought I was like this when I was like this.
Yeah.
That's funny. Anyway, no, I'm with you. There are so many things that are irregular in this situation of life.
We're in a spiritual warfare, and people are doing some strange things over there in CERN. And if we make it long enough, the Chinese are building one 3 times larger, and they're trying to tear the veil. So I think those are just residue from the different dimensions.
Wait, and also, you know what, though? People never realize, like, we make a million movies where people sell out to this group or that group or the Chinese or the Iranians or whatever, and they come in and they just fucking take over America because some people sold us out. Oh. And I don't know why people think that can't ever happen. I mean, we didn't think we'd have lockdowns. Who thought we'd ever experience quarantine or lockdowns?
Well, Fauci said we were going to experience something unknown that was coming.
No. What I mean is, how old are you?
59.
You've never even experienced a quarantine or a lockdown, right? We used to have the drills. We'd have the drills for the Cold War, Cold War when they were going to nuke us, and our desk was going to protect us from the nuclear fucking atomic bombs.
No, it was is maybe hopefully to protect you from the
The what? What?
roof and glass
Yeah.
coming down on. That was what that was for.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not-
The bomb would have killed us. But you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like we've never been on a quarantine or a lockdown.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
Even
Are
during
you-
the riots, there was a curfew.
Yeah. Well, we're not really on lockdown like you are, and people can come into the casinos and everything still.
Right now.
Yeah.
But your mayor isn't like that hardcore that she wouldn't. You have it's a she, right?
It's a big old ugly fat dude.
Oh, okay. With no penis. That's why I called him a she.
And right before he was elected, he was on the city council, and he knew this land by the airport was zoned wrong. So he bought that land, and then he tried to fucking build on it, and they went, "It's zoned wrong. You can't build here." And he goes, "Oh my God, I'm so hurt." And the city gave him $30 million for his suffering over this real estate deal that he had inside information on, and we still elected that guy governor. And then the October 1 shooting, he got the money from that, and hasn't paid out nothing.
You know what?
wrong.
California reelected Jerry Brown. What? I don't believe in elections anymore. There's no way people are voting this way.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't believed elections forever. I've thought they've been fake forever. I think the way they do them is insane.
Well, I saw a map of the election as it should have went, how it should have looked, and Trump took California. There's less normal people there than they thought, you know. And
Well, again, a lot of people did not want to vote Biden.
they cheated in California, even though they allegedly outnumber everybody.
Let's just put it this way: Biden won, like Bush won, twice. Nobody in the whole country liked the guy, yet he won twice.
George Bush was the least of my worries back then. I vote like who's going to secure my rights, and that's all
Yeah.
I vote. Really,
You
like
might have- as a libertarian, you might have voted Bush.
But yeah, I did. If someone were to say, "I'm going to make the economy great, we're all going to live like a socialist and all that," I would be against it. You know what I mean? If you try to say he was going to bring peace in the Middle East like Trump did, he was going to bring peace to Korea like Trump did. You know, if he did all the things Trump did, but he said, "I'm a socialist and we're going to, you know, have a communist like society here," I would be against it. It's I want my right.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you 100%. What I'm saying is, you voted for Bush.
Yeah, Democrats have not been a choice for ever.
No, but what I'm telling you though is, you voted for Bush. A lot of Republicans didn't even vote because they disliked Bush so much.
My
A
first
lot of
vote,
people hated Bush.
my first vote was for Reagan.
Reagan was a different person.
No, but I'm
Reagan was a
saying,
badass. Reagan was a badass.
So you know when I turned 18.
Okay, but Reagan was a badass, and so
Trump's been a badass. Trump's been a badass, and he's got
well,
nothing but hate.
wait, but this is the point: is Reagan was a badass, but Reagan wasn't really connected to anyone. He was an actor. He wasn't connected per se.
No, actually, he was governor of California, and he
I
turned
know.
the budget.
I know he was governor of California. I'm saying he was originally an actor.
Yeah, long ago, where you had monkeys in
Right. And he did westerns and he did other things. What I'm saying is, he didn't come from politics.
Yeah,
He
he's
brought
not.
flair. He brought a feeling of America, of the people.
Yeah, America. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He was different. Bush, his vice president Bush was adult. He was a bore. His son
He was CIA, and he was in on the Kennedy
He was
assassination.
horrible. He was the worst human alive. He was the devil.
He was
He was
in
the
on
devil himself. What I'm saying is his son, who didn't even want to be president, he just wanted to snort coke and own his fucking baseball teams. He liked drinking Jack Daniels, snorting coke, and having fun. And he was a fun guy, and people loved George Bush, meaning people around him loved him. He was a fun party dude, but they were going to make him.
He flew National Guard jets too. So, and he would like, he would have like run-ins, with, like some pilots do. He was kind of interesting, he student.
Oh, he was a riot. He was a party dude and this and that. But what he wasn't was liked as a president. And what nobody wanted was him as president, meaning you did. But the same people wanted Biden that wanted Bush. Not the same people, the polar opposite people. But same amount.
Ran against John Kerry, right? And
yeah.
What's that other dude's name? It's awkward when you see him kiss his wife.
Oh, God damn it.
I forgot
his name right now.
Oh, that's fun. I love that. I forget fucking Tyrant's name. Al Gore.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck. Al Gore is not, he did not make it his impression on me as he thought.
No. He was horrible. But the point was, this is the thing, when he ran against Al Gore, though, okay, a lot of people already hated Bush. And
I already did not trust Al Gore.
Well, nobody, no, but this is the thing. This is what I'm saying, though. What I mean is this. What I'm saying is this. The people who voted for Bush, that, like, on the right, that same amount of people voted for Biden on the left. Bush did not win that election. There were not enough people willing to ever even say they voted Bush to make it ever seem like he won the election. I'm not saying that Gore got a ton of votes or anything, or even that, whatever. I'm just saying, like, Bush was given the election twice anyway. He was a guaranteed winner right off the bat in the same way Biden was.
He was running against fucking socialists.
But he's the same people. They're all together now. They've all come out together now.
Oh, but I'm just saying, that voted for Bush mostly. Like, there's millions of people that the only thing that they vote on is gun rights.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so there's a lot of built-in votes for a conservative or conservative acting person.
Yeah, a lot of people on the left vote purely on women, on abortion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, same idea. Polar opposites, same exact idea. That's the point I'm trying to make. The same people who voted for their gun rights and their freedom were the same amount of people who voted to keep abortion legal as they thought it might change. And this is the thing. None of it was going to change, but it doesn't matter. The fact is, what I'm saying is neither Bush nor Biden won. But if you watch now, who's in cahoots? Bush, Clinton, Obama, Biden, Pelosi, Schumer, all of them against Trump.
Adam Schiff says he's going to make a list of everybody that donated to the Legal Defense Fund as co-conspirators to a coup.
This is what I think of every time I think of Adam Schiff. I hate Adam Schiff. He is such a fucking nerd. But the point being is this: what I'm saying, though, the axis of evil is Bush, Obama, Clinton, Pelosi, Schumer. They're all together with a couple of other people, Christie and a few other people on the right, that are total absolute pieces of shit, the dirtiest, pedophilic, scummiest, money laundering pigs. Trump, on the other hand, who was given multiple awards by Black, Latin, Jewish, different organizations before he was ever president for his help and commitment and everything, who's done all kinds of shit, who, he's a womanizer and a loudmouth and this and that, but so what? He has saved America And
reform.
yeah, and you're going to tell me he got less votes? It's insanity. But the same thing happened when Bush won. So it's not about left and right. It's a group of people. It's the Bushes, the what they called the Bilderbergs, but it's the Bushes, the
They
Clintons.
would no, but see, I think they would have preferred Al Gore to get in.
What do you mean?
Conform. Why would they cheat for Bush? They wanted Al Gore to win that.
Well, yeah, that's what you think, right?
I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah. And we
Trump,
thought Christie. Wait. We thought Christie and Bush supported Trump, right? Yeah. They didn't say shit, man. They kept quiet as fuck. So then all of a sudden, their true colors.
Christie kind of validated Obama after hurricane. He says, like, really, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but he also turned on Trump and everything else and a few other Republicans. But again, they all supported him.
I'm not surprised by Christie. You know, he congratulates Marxists.
Well, again, yeah, because he's an opportunist like all of them. Again, like I said, none of them, all of them are lifelong politicians. None of them have ever done shit. Think about it. They're all lifelong politicians. The Bushes, the Pelosi's. Do you know that Pelosi's whole family was in politics, right?
Yeah. Massachusetts and something like that.
But you realize her family was in politics forever. Bush's, the Rodmans, the fucking Biden's been in it, what, 47 years?
Yeah, and they have video of him saying he'll sell himself out to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's in our face, it's told to us, and we're pretending it's not real. I always tell people, do you watch Newsmax? You got to watch Newsmax, right?
Yeah, I watch it, when it comes across.
I mean, again, I've always said this. It's just such a shame because I'm I like Newsmax. I really like them. Excuse me. I discovered them a while back because I have Roku.
Yeah.
And I just was looking for some other type of news months and months ago while being in the pandemic at the beginning of it because I couldn't take it anymore. Everything was so anti-Trump. And then I found OAN or One News Network or One American News. And so I was watching that. And then I found Newsmax and I jumped to that. And I was like, yeah, Newsmax and OAN. Yeah. And so, I started watching the Newsmax, and I really like Newsmax. I like OAN. They get a little right for me. And that's what I said.
They repeat themselves, too. So
that's the other thing. Newsmax has brand new boom, boom. And I'll tell you this. You know why, Mary, I'm not watching Fox anymore, though? Because they've kind of totally sold out, except for Tucker and a couple people.
I couldn't watch them during the election. I was thinking, okay, so they changed sides.
Yeah, it was really weird. And so, but a lot of it was really weird, man. It's weird that, Trump's tweets were, okay, it's not weird. It's obvious. Let's stop calling it weird. It's very telling and obvious that these things were just cheats. It's not fair.
The election.
The election was stolen.
Out.
If people are okay with it, if people on the left are okay with it, it's like when other Jews, the rich Jews, at first were helping the Nazis because they thought it was going to save them. And all the Nazis were doing was getting rid of the people who'd actually fight, which were the poor. Once they got rid of the poor, they came after the rich, no problem, because they had no one to defend them.
They were selling papers showing your bloodline is German.
Yeah. I mean, it was insanity. If I was over there, I would literally go, "Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Jewish," and they'd be like, "Ugh, stop it! Stop kidding with us. Go home, boy."
It's probably going to be like that for these ID cards, the COVID ID cards. They're probably going to go, you're in favor with this. You don't have to take it. Here's your papers.
Yeah, no, I'm getting out of here. I'm taking off, moving up to Colorado area. buying some land. I'm buying some acreage. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm done. If people don't understand, being a 51-year-old Jew, I grew up hearing the stories that my grandmother and other grandmother would tell of different things and shit like that. My grandma Romula escaped from Germany for the Holocaust. And and you hear the stories, and now they're very similar to what's going on right now. And people don't understand that.
I know someone from South Africa says the United States, they did the same thing. Apartheid, systemic oppression, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
This is the very early stages of what happened in South Africa.
That's why I keep telling everybody that we need to start over, have Numerica. I've been saying it forever. We need a Numerica.
Yeah.
I
think at first they'll just get rid of people on political things. South Africa will be different. Like that was actually, white, black kind of thing. But here it's more political. And, you know what I mean?
Well, we might be heading to a civil war. It just depends on how each side reacts. See, if Trump does win, which he should, then depending on how they act.
You have different triggers in South Africa, but you see similarities in the demonization of the government.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say it just depends who wins as to whether there might or might not be a civil war. If Biden ends up winning, it really depends how the far right rednecks. And, it really is going to come down to the Idahoans and the Iowans and the, Ohioans and people like that are.
Don't let Beverly Hills surprise you. They got money to buy all the right firearms, and look whose side they're on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that's the point is, and what they don't understand is like the rich don't understand that you don't have the backing, the same type of people. The rich left doesn't have the same type of force and this and that. But either way, it depends who wins as to what could possibly break down. I think we have a greater chance of mass fighting if Trump wins it, but I hope he does. I hope we fight if he doesn't.
Okay, well, if he wins and the civil insurrection happens again and even intensifies, which I would suspect it would do, he would take care of it.
I think he'd shut it down hard. Because he knows he's done. 4 years, done.
Oh, it'll be probably more violent than a Biden win, but the government will be putting down the bloodshed.
Well, and that's the thing is I'm curious to see if Trump wins, do the rednecks and stuff pop out of nowhere?
If he wins.
If Biden wins.
Oh, if Biden wins.
Because that's the only people that they have to worry about.
So Biden winning has not, allegedly, has not stopped the people that believe he won. They're still out in the street. They're still training for, they've been doing what, 165 days of insurrection now?
Yeah.
So they're pretty good at it.
Well, more or less, they've just really shit all around themselves.
Well, no. Now there'll be, at least if it's not armed throughout, there'll be securities around the rest of the people. So I mean, they think Biden won, and they're still in the streets. And I heard one of them say that if Biden wins, doesn't mean we're out of the streets. No matter who wins, they say they're going to blockade around the White House and make them do what they want. No matter who wins, that's their plan. So we'll see if they carry that out. So, it's not over, no matter who wins.
Luckily, most of those people will just go home and live with their parents anyway.
Probably out, they're probably training right now.
Yeah,
What-
well, they're probably training on parent money. I mean, they're awful. But okay, listen, Tom, I gotta cut it. I've hit 2 hours. I didn't even realize that. You were such a joy. All right, listen, I'm gonna talk to you soon. Thank you for being on. You've been amazing.
Welcome, make it sooner because we have to talk about stuff I thought about that I didn't want to talk about on there.
Let's talk. Hold on, you're back.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Not this Friday, the following Friday.
Oh my God, I don't know if I can wait that long.
I think you could do it.
I'll call you after the show.
I'll talk to you later on, brother.
Bye.
That's Tom Harrington, guys. Funny comic, good guy all around. Just a really great guy. It's glad to have him on. I went a bit long. Yeah, no, I'm dying. I never can sit this long. It's so horrible. I'm completely numb. I've gotten up like every time you see me put on a video, I get up. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, guys. Anyway, back to the end. Great Reset 2020. How did you not see it coming? Come on, that's funny. That's funny shit. Everyone be safe. Thank you for watching. Share, please. Share the video. If you don't share, it's not getting out. It's called shadow banned. I'm fucking blocked. And anyone who tells me I'm not shadow banned can eat 6 bags of dick. 6 bags of dick. Literal.
It's gonna happen, whether you like it or not.